Hello, hello. Hello, YouTube. Testing. Testing. Just checking my audio. The music actually sounds a teeny bit quiet. I'm not sure why. It's the same settings as usual. Oh, I know why. Yeah, it's fine. Never mind. It's my headphone. Alrighty. Welcome to the stream. Working on the Dragon Ball Z illustration again. I really want to make more progress on this. And I've been doing 3D stuff during the day, so this is my time to work on this little by little right now. I'll probably work on it a lot more next week. It'll be my main focus. Maybe even this weekend, we'll see. But yeah, I'm making progress on it. This is about where I left off last time. I haven't worked on it since the last stream. But tonight I'm going to finish drawing 18 and maybe block in some flats for color. And then maybe even get started painting if I have time. But I'll at least be drawing 18 and finishing her up. I don't imagine that it'll take the whole stream to do that. Although I may have to redraw her face. I don't really like it. So, we'll see. But yeah, hang out. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna talk about stuff. We're listening to GameChops, Legend of Zelda Trilogy. I really like this one. I've been using it a lot. And it's about the size of it. I'm also going to show I'm going to show the progress that I've made on the Mega Man X FPS, because I've been working on the helmets. Hello Borger, how's it going? I've been working on the helmet, and I finally got some, well, I got that done. I had put that off for a long time because it was FPS, and so I wasn't really, basically I made the mesh without the head, like the whole body of Mega Man X, and so now I've finished the head. So I posted some of that on my Instagram stories, but I'm going to show that off here real quick. If my computer works. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, I got the model done. It's looking pretty decent. I might make some adjustments, but I'm fairly happy with where it's at, I think. Got some different angles. This is all in the viewport in Blender. But it's looking fairly solid so far. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. You can see my concept art off to the left there. And that I painted, and it came out pretty close to that. So pretty happy with how this is going. So after I finished up the head, I decided to attach it on to the body that I made initially. So this is the body that's in that Mega Man X FPS project. It's already functional and moves around in the game and shoots and dashes and all that stuff that you can see in my video on YouTube. And so he's all set, and I just gotta rig the neck and the head to move with the current bones, and he'll have all that ready to go in Unreal Engine. So I'm excited. I'm gonna probably do that rigging job tomorrow during the day, and it'll be good to have that done and have him fully functional with his head on now, finally. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. It's looking pretty decent. Again, I might make some changes, and the texture for the face is not actually a texture yet. It's basically just a solid color with the matte properties dialed in, you know, in Blender. So I could texture it more, but I think actually the fact that he's a robot and a sophisticated one, it might make it it might kind of fit to just have it sort of perfect looking the way it is now without any color variation or anything. I don't know. I'll think about if I can do something more with that, or maybe even somehow hint more towards the fact that he's a robot. Borger asks, so you're making a game? Yeah, sort of. I made I started remaking the original Mega Man X for SNES in Unreal Engine, but as a modern first-person shooter. And I did that as a way to like start learning Unreal Engine. And so I implemented all the mechanics just like they were in the SNES version, except that it's a first-person shooter. There's a video on my channel. If you scroll down, it's probably the first video I uploaded that shows like the demo footage, and you can watch that. And it's been getting a lot more views lately, so I figured I'd continue doing that, post some more videos of more like devlogs for progress, and keep learning Unreal Engine, because ideally I'd like to make my own game at some point. But yeah, that was just sort of my project for learning the whole process of making a game. So yeah, that's what I've been doing with that, and having fun with it. Like I said, I like how it's coming along. I think it's looking decent, so excited to get him working in engine now, or with the head now. The body was already in there, but yeah. Alright, so back to the drawing now. Where I left off with 18, I kind of think I might like her head to be tilted back more, actually, now that I look at it with fresh eyes. So I might redraw the face and the head, but we'll see. I'm not happy with the hair yet either. I'm gonna flush that out more. I was having like a bad drawing day when I was working on that in general. Also, I see something with Gohan. I want to adjust his hair, because there's a part of it that is more short, and it wasn't quite reading like the how he looks in the movie. Borger says an indie solo, good luck to you. Yeah, tell me about it. Thank you, Borger. Yeah, it's a ton of work, but it's not like anything that has a deadline. It's just something that I'm doing in my free time to try to get something going there, and also to have something to show on my YouTube channel that people seem interested in. People seem interested in it so far, so I'll keep doing that, and hopefully that'll help grow the channel as well. And it's fun to work on. I like working on games, and I like learning Unreal Engine. It's really cool. When I was a teenager, I used to play with RPG Maker, and I really liked the whole simplified programming language that you could use to make like cutscenes and kind of program the game. I thought that was super fun. So Unreal Engine is like a much more sophisticated version of that, really, in terms of the blueprint programming. So it's sort of a natural evolution for me, I guess. Yeah, ideally I do want to make my own game at some point. I don't know if I would work on that solo though. Depends what it is and if I can fund it, and if I could, then I could hire people. So that would probably be the best path when I start working on my own game, is to get some funding. Yeah, I think it does look better shorter. It looks more like him in that movie. Just bring it all down a little bit, so I don't have to redraw everything in a way that makes sense. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I think that's better. I'm also going to go in and I'm going to adjust that silhouette because it's throwing me off. I feel like I can't see the character that well. So I'm just going to erase out the parts that are overlapping at least. Oops, not with that erase. Oh no, yeah, that's the right eraser. It's just the drawing is under there too still, the old drawing. way I can sort of get a sense for how it's looking. I'll probably turn the old underdrawing off too, because I don't need that anymore for the Gohan one. Yeah, might as well fill that in while I'm here then. I'll have to turn the opacity up real quick to sample that color. And then go back. Oh shoot. Is there something acting on that? Oh yeah, there is. Oops. Keep my phone from buzzing, if possible. Okay. Did I turn that back up? Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's much darker, actually. Okay. Bring that back down. I'm just gonna fill that in, the places where it needs it. I think I might redraw some of his hair, because I don't like all the shapes. But I'm gonna work on 18 first. I feel like I could improve that a little bit. You know what? To be precise about it, I should probably just do that on I know what I should do. I should probably make a new one and just use the actual magic wand tool. That way I know it's accurate, super accurate to what it is, because I'll actually use that to put the flats in later. Some of it didn't get. That bar is so annoying sometimes. Now why didn't that get sampled? There must be an opening somewhere. Oh, I see. Is that it? That little thing? Yep, that was it. Okie dokie. Borger says, anyway, I would love to stay and watch you draw, but I got to go. Just stopping by to say hi and see how things are coming. Yeah, no worries, man. Gotta do what you gotta do. Thanks for stopping by. I'll definitely be streaming more. You can always catch me again next time. Thanks, Borger. See ya. Where's that fill tool at? There it is. Okay, so now let me, yeah, go back down here to do that. Or I guess I can do it up here now, because this is the new folder for that anyway. Alright. There we go. Looking good. Much better. I can actually see the silhouette now. Now where's that primary? overdraw right there. I'll just delete that part too for all the Gohan parts anyway. I did all three of them on the same layer, so yeah, there we go, nice and clean. And then okay. I have a feeling, actually, I'm not even going to jinx myself. I was going to say, I have a feeling something's going to happen when I start this part, but I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to jinx it. No worries. Just going to get going on it. Yeah, I'm going to leave that head on a separate layer, because I think I will wind up redrawing that, but let's see. Alright, where's my reference? Okie dokie. I need that other one with the hand specifically. Yeah, that one. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking I like this early silhouette here. I think certain things about it might need to change it a tad, which is what I marked here. I think that makes sense. Somewhere like right. Huh, how is that so different on that one? It's interesting. Let me see. Oh, because it's angled back more. I see what's going on. Right? Oh no, that's not really the case. It's not really foreshortened. I think it's just because the hip is going up higher. Yeah, something like that. I might have to do a little bit of a more detailed rough here to get my bearings for this particular one, because my reference is very different than my initial drawing, where things are sort of lining up, it seems. Oh, actually, I know how I can check that. Just look at this here. It should do the trick. Aha, I had a reference for this. Oh, it is foreshortened, okay. I see. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So this leg, I have this leg coming more forward now. That's why. So yeah, I'm going to do a quick, slightly more tightened up underdrawing to make sure I like where everything is lining up here. Because my initial overdraw there wasn't quite as substantial for this particular character and pose. was worried my connection was going to go out for a second there. It seems okay. Yeah, lately I've been having trouble with the connection a little bit. Not sure why. My internet's solid. And I didn't have problems when I started the streams, but it's just been acting up. I wonder if it has something to do with OBS. I've heard people have some issues with OBS sometimes. Disconnecting. Or not feeding well enough or something. I'm not sure. So this is very foreshortened. Or not very, but it's reasonably foreshortened, which is why this leg is looking shorter even though it's not. So I gotta keep that in mind. I'm painting this. Make sure that reads correctly. Okay. And this is also going to be foreshortened a bit. So I have to remember that as well, because otherwise that's going to look strange. It might look strange anyway, but do everything in my power to make it not look strange. And then, yeah, okay. So that's starting to make a little more sense to me. It's overlapping the hip a little bit. And that's where that is. And then it's going to come in here. And that leg's a little longer, actually. Something like that. Oops, lost. Okay, there we go. Yeah. And then I don't know if it's that long though, is it? See, in my reference it is, and it makes sense there. And the proportion doesn't seem to match my drawing. Let's see. Maybe split the difference a little bit more up. Probably. And then stretching back that rib cage. Well, not too much, but it is, and then twisting this way a little bit. I tried a new Hawaiian barbecue place today that my friend recommended. It's called Matiki's, and it is so incredible. I'm still thinking about it now. I had it for lunch. I usually go to Ono and get like short ribs, like beef short ribs. At Matiki's, you get like full beef ribs, and they're giant, and the meat is so good, and it just falls off the bone. It's incredible. It's super tender, and I think it's a little bit cheaper in price, but they give you more food, and it's better. It's way better than Ono. Sorry, Ono. Ono's pretty good though. But yeah, it's just, that was amazing. I'm still thinking about it. It's so tasty. I wish I could eat that every day. That doesn't make sense, because why is that there? So close. I might be able to make that work. Let's see. Don't know about that. Should leave that in, but just a little more soft, that center line, so I can still see it. It's getting in my way right now. Okay. Problem is, let's see, she's got a pretty thin frame. I'm not sure that I quite captured that correctly. Or does she? Let's see, the reference. Not that much, but like, yeah, it's relatively thin. I gotta make sure I make it look like her. Yeah, I think I got it about right. It's just this upper, like the rib cage is almost too big, I think, a little bit. Maybe more like this. We'll fix it, and then maybe her chest wouldn't be quite that compressed. What's that? Go back to that other reference. Oh, I see. Yeah, I could probably think of it more just in terms of the silhouette here. Because she's going to be wearing that black shirt anyway. I just want to make sure I have an understanding of what's going on here. And then this will be the bump of the rib cage. And is that accurate where her belt line is? Yeah, that's about right. The underdrawing. Okay, yeah, and then her rib cage is going back like this. That's why that angle makes sense. And then at some point it's gonna overlap her chin, and that's gonna be, shoulder's gonna come out over here, and then this is gonna be just draw a straight line to start with here. Oh, I see. So you probably have to move her head over a little bit. Yeah, that'll make more sense. Because then the cloud goes there, and then the shoulder pops up here. Is that right? Okay. I think. Yeah, I gotta shape that elbow well because that's gonna be the silhouette there for sure. So let's make sure that's. Making sense and looking cool. That's the name of the game. Preferably looking cool if you have to pick one. Why does it feel so chunky? It's not supposed to. I think it's just because of this. And it is bending there, so it's getting. That makes sense, but this is not right. Now, is that really where that would be? Right there? Guess so. Maybe more like a little bit further out. This makes more sense. It might be a little bit too much. Okay, that's about right, I think. So let's cut that there. Probably come up a little more there. And then something like that. Okay, I might have to noodle with that a little, but it's in the right place at least, I think. So then let me start to clean up some of that drawing that I did to correct the proportions, because I don't need it, I think. Just that arm now. Yeah, it's distracting. I could see better. Is that it? Oops, not that much. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. And so then this arm, let's see. So the shoulder's coming here, it's popping out, and then it could be pretty pulled in, but it's gonna interrupt that silhouette anyway, so try not to make a tangent out of it. Okay. The gist of that elbow in. Maybe a little wide for her arm. She's a bit more dainty looking than that. And then so I think the head should be over a bit more. Just out of curiosity, where's that underdrawing? Oh, it's right about where the underdrawing is. Yeah, just barely cutting off the chin, the collarbone there. And then, is that on this layer? Yeah. And then I'll get that neck drawn in a way that makes sense for that pose. Maybe not right on the corner there. That feels about right, actually. Okay. Let me finish drawing this arm. This is the thing that I was kind of dreading, is drawing this stupid hand. It's gonna bug the crap out of me if I don't get it right. Alright, let's see here. Oh, and I need to look at that too. Make that a little larger. Okay. I had the proportions blocked in, but I know it's not enough detail in terms of like what's actually going on there, so I gotta think about it. Make sure it looks good, because there's a lot of foreshortening here going on. Hands are tricky as it is, so with the foreshortening it's like gotta be super careful. See, I'm going out of the proportions a little bit, but it might, I think it makes sense though. I mean the proportions that I blocked in, not the proportions of a hand. You gotta keep that like what it's supposed to be, of course. Okay, I think that's working. Yeah, I gotta to draw that pinky in because it looks weird without it. Bugging me. The pinky's sort of the most foreshortened, but I'm sort of angling it a little bit differently than how I had it. And yeah, these are over too much, so I was right. I shouldn't do that. Wait. Am I fixing this the right way? Let's see. Yeah, I think so. And then this finger can be extending more. And that still makes sense. Oh, but then, yeah, it'll probably move over a little bit too. Okay. Something like that. I feel like this finger could be, probably should be a little stubbier because it's a little foreshortened too still. It's not exactly just pointing out to the side. I think that's about right though. It's kind of getting there. It's pretty close. It's maybe gonna take a little more work, but yeah, I didn't have as much trouble with this hand as I thought I did. As I thought I was going to. Knock on wood. Hopefully that doesn't sound terrible on the mic when I knock on the desk. Maybe it does. If it does, just yell at me. Tell me to stop. Okay. And then this thumb is the last bit. Last part of this puzzle. And then the hard part's over. Well, maybe. I guess depends whether or not I do have to redraw the face or not. I might have to. I'm not quite sure if it's right. Or if, maybe not right, but I think it might look better if it's angled back now that I have it where it is. Sometimes you don't know until you put it down. And then you see it and you're like, oh, I don't like that. It should be angled back like what I thought initially. Why didn't I do that? But then I might angle it back and then it might not look good still. And I'll be like, why didn't I leave it where it was? And then I'll, if I'm smart, I'll just turn the layer back on that I had, which I didn't delete. If I'm not smart, I will have deleted it and I'll have to redraw everything. You guys having fun? Listening to me ramble? I don't know how this is. No, this doesn't look right to me. Alright. Should definitely be some separation there. Keeping in mind that those are foreshortened mostly. And then, yeah, this, I don't know what's wrong with this, the pad of this thumb just feels like it's way too long. But that's kind of how it looks in the reference. I don't know. Oh no, I'm getting confused because I'm looking at this, underdrawing. I gotta turn that off for a second. I'm gonna go crazy. Where is it? No, where's... That's not what the problem was. Where's that frickin' circle thing? Was that the proportional drawing? Oh, it was. Yeah, that was the proportion block in. I gotta erase that. That's not helping me anymore. Yeah, that thumb's really wonky. I couldn't see it before. Or I could, I just couldn't tell exactly what was going on with that underdrawing, confusing me. Yeah, so first of all, there's too much distance here. That's the first problem. And then this shape was actually pretty good as far as the thumb pointing out like that. And then it's gonna go back and create the pad of the thumb there. And that'll kind of overlap a little actually. It's too, I'm like making it bulbous, more bulbous than it should be though. Because it's stretching out, keep in mind. It's like my brain telling me to do something that's not really there. Okay, that's starting to look more correct. It's not quite perfect yet. I mean, it'll never be perfect, but it's not close enough yet. Yeah, like this is sort of exaggeratedly chunky. This one, what is it actually doing? It's going from here, and it's, come on. And it's going forward, and the fingertips like here. So and then it really doesn't overlap at all though. So that's why. And then this part, it sort of sinks down. And that's where it's actually connecting. Okay. I see what's wrong here. It's too long. The second digit there. Right? I think so. And then make this a little thinner. Probably make it look better. Something like that. It's getting there. And then just for good measure, let's see what we're doing here. Oh, I see. This should be the knuckles coming up, and then it's flaring out where the fingernail is. There we go. And then pull this up a little. Yeah. It's a bit better, I think. And where's that nail? Let's go in here. Back. This helps me make sense of the angles to draw the nails in a little bit when it's that foreshortened. And this one you're seeing more like the bottom of. It's rotating. See the nails sort of creating the silhouette here. It's connecting here. Okay, that's about right. Let's flip that, see how it looks. Yeah, it's reasonable. I think, if I'm being nitpicky, I think, maybe it's not even nitpicky actually. I think the thumb may be angled a little bit too up. So I might just tweak it just a tad. Does that work? I think so. In fact, it might even be a little too crooked up the way it is. Lots of cheating going on. Something like that feels more natural. And that should be okay to get that across. Okay, so looking at it now, I actually think the angle of her face is okay. I don't think it needs to be tilted back, but something about the expression is not quite, I'm not quite sold on. I think it's the mouth. It's definitely that Toriyama anime style, so it's gonna look, to some extent it's gonna look the way it looks, but I want to see if I can exaggerate it a little bit more. I'm looking for some reference of how he does that when he wants to exaggerate that more. Okay, I think, let's see. So if her jaw is open more, you'll see more around the bottom of the mouth. More of a stretch to the top. Perhaps this will help. And if it's slightly tilted that way, maybe I could do this then. I don't know if that looks better though, really. Getting a little bit of the shape of those teeth as well. Ah, that's a little better. Okay, let me delete this under there. I think that is slightly better. I might have to finagle this more when I actually get into the painting of it to make that look better. We'll see. That's actually not bad though. I think it's working. I was worried about that for a while, but it's looking decent. I should have came in here with a tighter line to do this, because this looks, can't really make sense of what's going on here. YouTube is not receiving enough video. Does the stream seem okay? I think it is. I'm gonna make sure. Check on it real quick. Oh, where did I put the... I don't know where I put the other headphone. Oh, it's right there. Make sure it's not skipping or anything. See if this is skipping at all. Listen to myself talk for a minute. Yeah, I keep getting that error where the status is not good and it says it's not smooth. I don't know why that is though. I should be looking at reference every eye. I don't really know how to draw it. Oh, it's right there. The stream seems okay. It doesn't seem to be skipping. If you guys experience any buffering or anything, let me know. It says... yeah. It says it's gonna cause buffering. Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's clear. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Worked so well the first 8 or 9 streams, and now it's just it's acting up every stream. Don't know why. Maybe it has to do with my ISP. Maybe they're throttling me. They're like, what's he doing? Is he streaming? Fuck that guy. We're gonna screw that up for him. I don't know if YouTube likes it when you swear, do they? I don't really care. I can't never swear. If they don't like it, so be it. Yeah, definitely. Should have came in here with a tighter line to really, what's the word? Delineate this stuff a little more, because yeah, this looks kind of weird. Like this should probably be more like a little bit curving, because that's like more stuff I gotta figure out when I go and start painting. Otherwise, it's kind of the whole point of doing the drawing, is to figure that stuff out. I feel like this looks super weird and I'm not. Oh, actually it's not that bad. When I flip it, I think this should definitely... yeah, it's probably alright. She's got little eyelashes too. It's funny. Yeah, she looks a bit more fierce now that that's all squared away a little bit more. Maybe these eyebrows could be given the same treatment. Yeah, that looks way better. Okay. And the hair's not too bad, actually. I have a feeling that's the kind of thing that once I get to painting, I'll actually be able to do that with a little bit more energy if I don't get too hung up on specifically how that's going to be. But like even this, like this is very, I feel like it could have a little more energy too. Like my initial drawing there, you can see the silhouette still. It's still got, there's like more bits of hair breaking, and like it's probably being pulled back a bit more too. Even in my other reference, this strand is like going way crazier. Let me go back to 17. It's definitely sliding back more like this. And then it's got a more interesting shape to it in the reference there. What? Did the stream die? What's going on here? Okay, let's still go. That was weird. Okay, hopefully it didn't cut out too much. Oh. I can't tell if it's working. In the studio it says it stopped, but I think I still see it streaming. God, that's so confusing. I don't know what that is. Let me make sure. No, it seems like it's still going. I don't know what's going on. Gosh, YouTube. Get it together, man. Alright, I'm gonna fix this shape, make it cooler. Because it looked really janky the way it was. I should be trying 18. But that's okay. Alright, I'll go back to 18 now. Okay, so I have her blocked in. I'm just gonna draw over and really fix that, finish that now. It's good line work, or decent line work. I'm gonna paint over it anyway, so it doesn't need to be great, but you know what I mean. Just finished drawing her all in, so she's not naked anymore. Okay. Yeah, let me lower the opacity on that one. Well, yeah, that's fine. I know what I'll do to make it easier. I'll save that and use it for the hands, but I'll draw the rest of this while I'm here. and I changed this up to have her coat flaring out more. So I think I'm gonna, in the reference, so I think I'm gonna stick with that because I think I like it. Or I'm gonna do something kind of that meets in the middle, I think. That'll probably make the most sense. One thing at a time, though. This will be the bump of the rib cage. There. And probably be another little fold going down there like that. And I'll keep it relatively smooth. And then this side will be in shadow as well. Okay, and then neckline's gonna be. Wait, does she wear a V-neck or is it a? I have to check my reference. Is it just a round shape? Pretty sure it's round. Yeah, it is round. Okay. Get back to that. So it's gonna be, let's see here. Where's her collarbone sticking up? It's like right there. So then it would start right here. Go. Something like this. Pretty sure that's right. About right. Get rid of those. I know where the underside is because I have a reference. I don't need that messy noodling in there. Okay. When I start painting. So the coat on that part got really pulled back. Little jean jacket that she wears. And that comes out from here, and that's going to be the sleeve. Going back down that way. Something like that. And so I'm going to pull it a little bit closer than it is in my reference. And keep it a little smaller too, because I think it is a little bit smaller. Well wait, because if I look at her and her actual character drawing, oh, it does come above the belt, okay. So it is shorter probably than what I had in the reference. Interesting. So it's more like what I originally drew. So let's do that. Yeah, and then you'll have to see more of it because it's going back this way. And then where does it pop out? It doesn't, because it's longer than that, but here it probably will. Probably maybe like right there. Just keep it really tight in there. And then this one I'm gonna basically lay out just what's in the reference, but a little bit shorter. It's a pretty nice shape the way it's going. I like that actually. Oh no, it curves more at the beginning, and then it straightens out. Yeah, something more like that. And then this you must see the other end of, right? So it's curving down, so that's why this must come down more, because it doesn't make sense. Something like that. Because it's so much shorter, it just won't flare as much, but probably have to exaggerate that shape a little. It just doesn't look very good. Okay. Now, does that sleeve really flare out that far from the wrist? I guess it does. Yeah. Okay. And then just very thin. Yeah, that's about right. But it's got a few little wrinkle peaks here. And I think I'm gonna wait till I paint to draw in those lines that go across. This is probably overlapping a bit much. It's probably a little less than that. Just want that to angle back a little bit more, so it feels, you feel the movement with that a little bit more than in the reference. It's in the reference, but not quite as much. That feels more like it. At least it's pointing back towards Gohan. Let's see. So the arm of that coat then is going to come up through here. Nope, not like that. It's going to come up really round over that shoulder. Actually not quite that round. And then there's gonna be frills on it. It's all torn up. I don't know if I'll paint that in or if I'll draw it now. I'm trying to. Maybe it'd be better to paint it in after. It's not so much frills, it's just torn, so maybe I'll draw it in a little. Okay. there. Yeah, you're not really gonna see much of that form, but you could always exaggerate and kind of put it in there. Now does that? Oh, I see. That's actually more flat because it's like flattening out there. That makes sense. There we go. Oh. And where is this folding? Because it must be folding somewhere. Probably. Do it right there. It's gonna create some kind of tangent. I worry. Yeah, it might be okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a tangent. Push it over a little. Okay. And I think her belt is actually a little thicker than what I've drawn here initially. Let me see. Where are you? Yeah, a little bit thicker. It's like a Western, like a Texas, almost belt buckle kind of thing. Okay. I kind of like it thinner though. Maybe I'll kind of keep it thinner. I think it looks nice. Belt loops go? How many are there? I see. And that follows the hip, and then it's going to come up, and it's going to go over, and this one's going to overlap that and create a valley. Here, it goes down more, like follow the leg, so it must come up more here. Yeah, and then there's a second fold that goes down this way, and it creates a zigzag here. Seems about right. Nice and simple. Okay. And does her skirt go down that long, or is it less? Oh, it is less. Wait, let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit shorter than what I have in the reference. It's probably more like right there. Oops. And that line really cuts pretty much straight across. Is it? Yeah, and it goes down a little bit from that line. That initial line. Ah, shoot, but see, this is wrong. It curves, and then it's immediately straight. It just curves at the top there. There we go. That's more like it. And then it's gotta follow that form. That's the back side. Bring that up slightly. Oh, and I forgot to draw Gohan's sleeve. I still gotta do that. Because that's gonna be covering most of that part that's going down there. And a lot of that upper leg too, upper thigh. Yeah, and she has crazy looking boots too. Can't forget that. Cool. Okie doke. Looking pretty good. Got most of it done. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna finish up drawing this leg. And then draw the other sleeve, and then I'll call it a night. Finish on at least finishing her for the most part, and I'll draw her boots on the next stream, I guess. So I don't feel like drawing them right now. I'm just gonna block in her feet. They're pretty blocked in as it is, so I don't really need to adjust much. At least from the secondary block in. If I can see it. Something like that. It's not quite like that, but it's something like that. It's okay. Like I said, I'm gonna draw the boots on the next. Well, I think I streamed by restarting OBS. I have no idea if that worked or if it made it worse. Well, find out in a moment if it comes back on or not.